everybody. Welcome back to the Gamerpreneur podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Bradford Carlton. Today's episode, we are talking about foundations. So I was actually being interviewed yesterday and so Sunday. For those of you watching this on Tuesday, I'm recording this on Monday. I was being interviewed and I was asked, what are the 3 most important things anybody needs to focus on when they're building anything new and they need to get themselves out there? Right. And the guy wanted me to talk about marketing and promotion and getting yourself known by other people, because he said he was just astounded by the fact I was able to build my following on Facebook as quick as I have. And so I went, you need to define your mission. You need to know exactly who you are and what your origin story is in relation to that mission. And you have to know where your audience is, who your audience is, and where they can be found. That way you can relate yourself and your mission to them. Like, those are my top 3 things you need to have. And the guy got upset with me, because he's like, nah, that's not what I meant. Like, that's all like mindset BS. Like, what are the techniques? What are the tactics? What are and here's the secret. None of the techniques matter, because like each platform has its own technique, and who knows if it's going to work 3 months from now, 6 months from now. I was given the real information. The real juice of it all is the fact that if you want to grow, all right, if you're listening to me out there, you need to understand this. If you want to grow, you have to go through these 3 steps. If you ignore these 3 steps, and you could start into putting out content and putting out paid ads and all of that, any growth that you get is going to be fleeting at best. It's not going to be consistent, and it's not going to attract the kind of people that you want. The ads that I put out that grew my following were very, very focused on my mission and on the people I wanted to talk to. I wasn't just putting out content and hoping people would hit the page like button. I wasn't just putting out content and hoping that people would go, oh, this Gamerpreneur thing sounds like it'd be really cool, after having to click on my page and then go check it out and read my bio, go to my website. Like, that takes so much extra effort, extra steps. Nobody's really going to go through that. I wanted people to know what my mission was in the ads that I was putting out, in the content that I put out. And so I'm like, that's it. Those are the 3 most important things. And like I said, he got upset with me because he wanted tactics. And I did something I shouldn't have done. I should have pushed back and said, those really are the 3 important things. The tactics are almost irrelevant, because if you can find the people that resonate the most with you, if you can find the people who really enjoy your content, enjoy you as a person, want to go on that same mission with you, whatever that your mission is, that doesn't really matter if you have 1,000 followers versus 100,000 followers. No. I would much rather have 1,000 die-hard fans who like every single thing I put out there, who comment on every single thing I put out there, who engage me in conversation all the time, who want my training and want my advice and want to help promote me. I'd much rather have 1,000 die-hard, to the core gamerpreneurs than 100,000 followers, the vast majority of which don't see my content, because that's just the way the algorithms work. I want my fans who are going to come to my page, regardless of whether they've seen my most latest post in their feed, because they want to see that stuff. But you're not going to get that unless people feel you, unless they're resonating with you. And, content creators and streamers, it's not the game that you're playing. It may be the game that you're playing. If it's the game that you're playing, if somebody else comes along who does it better than you, or they like their style, or they'll leave you. Okay. That's kind of a sad truth you have to recognize, is if it's truly just about the content, about the game, then, you really have a very thin slice of, error that you're allowed to work with. But if it's about you, there's no commodity. That you're the only product. You're the only one. You're very unique. And so people want to keep coming back just for you. And that's why, I say step 2 is all about your origin story and how it relates to your mission. Your mission is like, who are you helping? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? I like to say, the cartoon Pokemon, right? Gotta catch 'em all was like so fantastic, because right at the beginning of the show, way back when it first started, the theme song was, I want to be the very best, right? The mission was right there in the theme song. And so we felt for Ash. We wanted to go on this journey with Ash. And as Ash was going on this journey, he made friends who resonated with his mission and wanted to go along with him. If they weren't able to resonate with him, they would not have gone along with him. And that's kind of the lesson we have to learn from that, is you have to have a mission that you can believe in, that you can work with, that other people can believe in and want to follow you because they see you leading the charge on behalf of that mission. Now, again, it's got to be about you and not just the content you're putting out. So you have to let people know who you are. Where do you come from? Why is this your mission? What is important about this mission to you? Tell your story, feel the emotions. And if you can put all of that out there and you're able to connect with the right kind of people, the right kind of audience, maybe they're people like you, depends, right? Maybe they're more aligned toward the mission already in some way. One of my past guests a while back, Alan Baker, he's the vegan chef, and his thing is veganism and vegan recipes and talking about veganism. And like people who watch him and follow him are there in good part because of the vegan angle. And so he's able to target vegans as a group of people, as an audience avatar, in order to be able to bring people in to watch his content, to follow him on social media. He doesn't have to pick a game. He picks a type of person. And that type of person, if they're a gamer and they resonate with him, they'll follow him. Absolutely brilliant play on his part to do that. And so that's what I'm trying to get across here. You get the mission, you get yourself right, and then you find the people where they're at, who they are, and then you put yourself in front of them as much as you can. The type of content, it's not that important. As long as they're able to see who you are, as long as they're able to feel who you are, and they actually get the content in front of them. So that may mean paying for the ads. It may mean posting all of the time, or being in groups all of the time, or DMing people, or, depends on the strategy you're using. But the technique, it's not that important. So, that is what I want to talk about today, is the three most important things that you have. It's the foundational requirement of all influencing and influencers and content creators and streamers and brands and businesses. You have to have a mission. You have to have some story that people can resonate with. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your origin story, depending on the type of business you have. But for individuals, it's usually your origin story of how you got into this mission and why you're pushing that forward. And then you find where your audience is. You have to define that. You need your audience avatar. And then you go and you put yourself out there in front of them. So that's what I got for you today. I'm going to remind you all, organization is the enemy of sloth. To really flesh out those three things, to really do it, take about a full day. And if you're like, oh, I can crank that out in like 20 minutes, Brad, then you're not putting enough thought into it, because that is the basis of all of your marketing. It should be the basis of all of your content. It's the basis of how you act when you're in front of a camera and when you're talking to other people. If you haven't put enough thought, enough effort, enough energy into those three things, best of luck. All right. That's what I got for you all today. Don't be just a gamer, be a gamerpreneur.